Okay, so this was the probable example I gave you last lecture. Yeah. Okay, a simple example with no conditioning, no complexity in the example, just a basic one. Okay, so then we did this step one, we calculated the equivalent production. Then step two, we calculated the cost price, that is the cost per unit of equivalent production with its individual breakup cost. Okay, yeah. Then we calculated step 3 the total cost of finished goods and the expected finished goods, that is my WIP. Okay, so this is what we have done till last lecture. Now, after this, after step 3, we prepare a process account. Okay, so just make a note of this process account. Okay, quantity amount, particulars quantity amount. Fine. Then debit all your expenses, debit the expenses, material, how much quantity input? 1000. Value is 7500 with the cost. Then labor 7500, overhead 7500. Fine. Next, credit finished goods stock. Yeah, 500. CO. How much was your finished goods? 500. WIP 500. Okay, yeah. And how much was their value? That is in step 3. Value was how much? 15,000 and 7,500. So see, 15,000 and 7,500. Step 3. Then what? Close the ledger. Obviously, it will tally because this is equivalent process costing. You're equating it. Okay. I showed you in the basic example also. 20 to 500. And see your debit side. 20 to 500. Even the quantities will tally. Okay. इसका एक basic example मैंने लिया था इससे पहले. Yeah, this one. And this also see 15,000 plus 7,500 is how much? 22,500. And see your cost price was how much? 30. Here also it's 30. The only difference is I know the breakup of this 30 also. 10, 10, 10 as per the step. See, this 30 ka I know the breakup. Correct? Clear? Just acknowledge it in the chat box. Is it clear till here? Fine. Can I move ahead with the other example? The same example we'll take, but I'll put conditions to it, like first normal loss, then abnormal loss, and then abnormal gain. Okay, so this example we are going to consider with from 3 angles. Okay, So write down input 1000 kgs, normal loss 100 kgs at the rate rupees 1 per kg. Then closing WIP 400 kgs, degree of completion you have material, labor, overheads. Okay, so 100%, 50%, and 50%. Cost incurred, same. Material, labor, overheads. I'm putting the condition actual finished goods. Okay, so I'm writing situation 1. We'll first solve with normal loss 500 kgs. Then we will take abnormal loss and then we will take abnormal gain. Okay, note this down. Okay, so now start with first situation. There are. So I'm doing it with first condition, situation 1. Okay. So now what will be my probable solution? Input 1000 kgs, bifurcate this as normal loss and expected output, that is finished goods. Expected finished goods, right? Normal loss कितना बोला था? 100. Okay, so if this is 100, then this is 900 balance. Remember, this has to be 900 kgs. Now out of this, it's further divided, closing WIP and expected finished goods. So now closing WIP कितना दिया है? 400. Okay. Yeah. Right here 400 kgs. Okay. So then expected will be how much? The balance. So balance is how much? 500. Okay. Now this 400, they have given you degree of completion. Okay. Material will be 100%, labor 50 and overheads 50. So further divide this. Yeah. So material, labor, overheads. So this is 100%, this is 50%, and this is 50%. Okay. And then this 500. So this 500 may, yeah, material, labor, overheads. Okay. It's an expected finished goods. It will be converted into finished goods, right? So the degree of completion, we will assume 100, 100, 100. Okay. So okay. So whenever you get a question, you have to first convert it. I mean, just prepare a diagrammatic presentation so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So there are 1000 kgs of raw material, out of which normal loss is 100. Okay. So balance 900 is expected output. From the expected output, closing WIP is 400. Okay. So balance 500 is expected finished goods. Degree of completion is given for closing WIP. Last lecture I said degree of completion for closing WIP will be given. Okay. So make a note of this. Did you understand this? Acknowledge it in the chat box. Then I'll continue ahead. Okay, thanks. Okay. Make sure whenever you start a sum will be probably like this only with this same framework. Okay. So make sure ensure that you make a diagrammatic presentation तो वो बहुत easy हो जाएगा फिर आपके लिए समझने के लिए. Okay. Yeah. So now I will do the same sum. वही step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay. Systematically we'll go. Start करो. Step 1. What is step 1? Calculation of equivalent production. Statement of equivalent production. Okay. So start. First column input, second column particulars, third column output, then material. Okay. Material may be quantity and what is, sorry, first is degree of completion. So I will not write that big word. I will just show it with a percentage. Okay, degree of completion is given in percentage. Percentage and then quantity, then labor. Okay, same. Percentage and quantity, and then overheads. Same. Percentage and quantity. Okay. स्टार्ट इनपुट कितना किया तुमने 1000 हमने अज्यूम किया है ऑब्वियसली 1000 दिस इज माय इनपुट वर्ड रॉ मटेरियल ऑब्वियसली ठीक है सो फिनिश गुड्स कितना है 500 ओके फिर क्लोजिंग WIP कितना है 400 ये देखो इधर हमने लिखा है ना 500 400 and normal loss is how much 100 okay yeah so start what had we assumed for finished goods I mean the expected output my yeah so kitna I'm assuming it to be 100% 100% 100% okay see my assumption 100 100 100 okay and closing WIP ka degree of completion is what 150 50 that is given in the question it will be always given 100 50 50 okay normal loss I'll come to that yeah. So calculate karo 500 ka 100% is how much 500 500 500 400 ka 100% is how much 400 400 ka 50% is how much 200 400 ka again 50% 200 okay fine next come to normal loss okay students for normal loss write down a note normal loss is what expected loss okay I mean a loss which is not in my control it is gonna happen like say for example if I'm a manufacturer of a liquid chemical okay so when I process the chemical when I put the raw material inside the container and when I heat the container there is a process called as heating process in which evaporation takes place automatically I cannot stop the process of that vaporization or we call evaporation so say I'm putting in 100 liters of chemicals, I am processing it in the container. So out of 100 liters, say 2-3 liters goes away in evaporation. So what the output is 97 kgs. Okay, so that 3 liters का जो मुझे loss हुआ है, the loss in weight, it's not in my control. So that's called as a normal loss, expected loss. Okay, yeah. So write down normal loss is neither finished goods okay nor WIP okay normal loss is neither finished goods nor WIP okay so what will happen it is just taken for the purpose of mathematical equation q only for that purpose it is taken if this is 1000 I have to equate this to 1000 right 500 see 500 plus 400 plus 100 is how much 1000 so ये मुझे equate करना है ना इसके लिए मैंने normal loss consider किया है but normal loss मेरा finished goods नहीं है normal loss मेरा WIP नहीं है तो उसमें degree of completion तो होगा ही नहीं because it is lost okay yeah so nothing will be considered here okay so just write like this total it now 500 plus 400 900 500 plus 200, 700. 500 plus 200, 700. Okay. So this completes my step 1. Then come to step 2. Statement of, we will calculate what? Cost price. Statement of cost per unit of equivalent production. Okay, start. What will I take? Yeah, particulars. Then your cost. Then you have to divide this by your equivalent production. Okay, and then you will get cost per unit or cost per kg. Okay, you can replace this word with, because here the quantum used is what? Kgs. Okay. So first is material. Okay, next is labor, next is overheads. Okay, now material is how much? 9,000. Okay, I'll just do one thing. I'll make this, yeah, just change this figure to 9,100. Okay, just change this cost incurred to 9,100. Okay, so I'll do one thing, yeah, just to get a wholesome answer. Yeah, so 9,100, but इसमें से normal loss भी तो हुआ है, तो उतना कम हो जाएगा, right? So less normal loss. How much? 100 kgs. And what is the saleable part of it? 1 rupee बोला है. 100 kgs at the rate rupees 1. So 100 into 1 is how much? 100. ठीक है. So मतलब मेरा cost कितना था हुआ? Okay, there are two types of normal loss that you have done in your lower semesters. अगर आपको याद है तो normal loss is one example which I just gave was weight loss, loss in weight, and one is a scrap loss. Okay, so the first one, it is loss in quantity and it is not saleable. It doesn't have a saleable value or a scrap value. But in the second case, it can be quantified plus it is saleable. It has a scrap value. Okay, yeah. तो क्या हुआ? आपने 100 kgs को क्या किया? बेचा, स्क्रैप में बेचा, स्क्रैप में आपको 1 रुपया मिला, तो उतना आपका कॉस्ट कम हो गया ना. 9,100 था पहले आपका मटेरियल कॉस्ट, तो 100 रुपीज आपको मिला, तो उतना आप कॉस्ट से कम कर दोगे. सो नाउ योर कॉस्ट इज 9,000, नॉट 9,100. Am I clear about this? Acknowledge it in the chat box. Okay, so this you have to consider now. 9,000, not 9,100. ठीक है. मेरा इक्विवेलेंट प्रोडक्शन कितना आया मटेरियल का? 900. सो राइट हियर 900, and labor is how much? 700, and overheads is also 700. 700, 700. Cost incurred for labor is 7,000. Overheads is 7,000. Divided, 9,000 divided by 900 is how much? 10 rupees. Okay. See, in all the cases you will get the same thing. ठीक है. आपकी टोटल कॉस्ट कितनी हुई? 30. सेम एग्जांपल वी हैड टेकन लास्ट लेक्चर, उसमें भी 30 आंसर आया था, करेक्ट? Okay, then step 2 is done. Step 3, statement of, now you have to calculate the value. Statement of value of output. अब मेरे पास दो आउटपुट है, एक मेरा फिनिश गुड्स और एक मेरा WIP. Okay. So, Maida, first I will calculate finished goods. Okay. Okay. Fine. So start. Finished goods में what is the breakup? Material, labor, overheads. Okay. Yeah. Quantity, rate is that cost price I'm talking about. Okay. Cost per unit or cost per kg. Okay. And then amount is value. Okay. So when I multiply this both, I get this amount. That is the value. Okay. तो इसका breakup कितना था? 500, 500, 500. This I got from my step 1. Okay, the breakup of what degree of completion. Okay, this. Then this is how much? 10 rupees, 10 rupees, 10 rupees. This I got from step 2. Am I clear? This you will get from step 1. This you will get from step 2. Okay, multiply 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Total कितना हुआ? 15,000. Last example also we had got the same thing. Okay. Yeah. Next, second, closing WIP. जो मेरा फ्यूचर में बन जाएगा एक्सपेक्टेड आउटपुट. ओके, सेम मटेरियल, लेबर, ओवरहेड्स. ओके, सेम कैलकुलेशन, क्वांटिटी एंड कॉस्ट पर केजी. ठीक है. What was the breakup? Degree of completion 400, 200, 200 from step 1. And here it is 10, 10, 10. Okay. So 4,000, 2,000, 2,000. Total it कितना? 4 plus 2, 8, 8,000. Okay. ठीक है. Clear? See, cost. Okay. Now what will we make? Process account. After step 1, 2, 3, what are you going to make? Process account. So just make a process account quickly. Yeah. Quantity amount, quantity amount. Okay. Yeah. Quantity amount, quantity amount. Okay. It has to tally. So to material, labor, overheads, same thing. 1,000, 9,100, 7,000, 7,000. Then by finished goods, by closing WIP, and your normal loss is also there, normal loss. 100, this is 100, this is 500, this is 400, this was how much? 15,000, and this is 8,000. Okay, see, this has to tally. It will tally. Okay, just check that. So 23,100. Am I clear? Just acknowledge it.